Breaking news out of Tampa Bay. The Buccaneers are making moves that could change the energy of this team. But with every new signing comes a painful reminder. Injuries keep striking this roster. And right now, the Bucs are in a fight to keep their season alive. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers just shuffled their roster again, and it all started with some tough news. Young safety Rashad Wisdom has been placed on injured reserve. He went down with a quad injury, not season-ending, but enough to sideline him for at least the next 4 weeks. That's a big blow, because Wisdom had been making his mark on special teams, hustling every snap he got. And when one door closes, another opens. To fill that roster spot, the Bucs turned to a new name, Sebastian Castro. The undrafted safety out of Iowa is stepping in, and he brings with him a reputation for toughness, versatility, and a never-quit attitude. Castro isn't just another depth signing. This guy has been through the grind. Originally picked up by the Pittsburgh Steelers after the draft, he fought through training camp, preseason, and even stuck around on the practice squad before getting cut in late August. Now, Tampa Bay has given him a lifeline, and maybe even a chance to prove everyone wrong. At Iowa, Castro showed flashes of real promise. In 2023, he earned second-team All-Big Ten honors, posting elite coverage numbers with a PFF grade over 90. He was everywhere, making tackles, blitzing, covering, whatever the coaches asked. At 5 feet 11 inches, 203 pounds, with a 4.59 40, he's not the flashiest athlete, but he's tough, smart, and relentless. Exactly the kind of player who can carve out a role on special teams and maybe even more. The Bucs already have a pipeline of Iowa players, guys like Tristan Wirfs and Anthony Nelson, and now Castro joins that Hawkeye to Tampa tradition. It might not be a headline-stealing signing, but for a team battling depth issues and constant injuries, it could turn out to be a sneaky important move. Bucs fans, let's hear it. Do you think Sebastian Castro can fight his way into a real role on this team, or will he just be a short-term roster fill? Drop your thoughts in the comments and rate your confidence in this signing from 1 to 10. The Bucs didn't just stop at Sebastian Castro. With injuries piling up, Tampa Bay kept digging for answers, and that search brought in another new face. First, let's circle back to Castro for a second. What makes him interesting isn't just effort, it's his versatility. At Iowa, he lined up everywhere. Slot corner, free safety, in the box, even on the defensive line. He was the kind of player coaches trusted to wear every hat. That's huge for a Bucs defense that's been beaten up and scrambling for depth. And speaking of injuries, things got even tougher after the Philadelphia game. With Jason Jones done for the season and both Jamal Dean and Benjamin Morrison banged up, Tampa Bay had no choice but to bring in reinforcements. Enter Damarion Williams, a 27-year-old cornerback who's been fighting for his place in the league since he was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in 2022. Say what you want about his rocky NFL path, but when a player comes out of a Ravens defense, you know he's been through fire. Williams has bounced around. Ravens, Seahawks, now the Bucs, but he's shown flashes. In 15 career games, he's racked up 24 tackles and 2 pass breakups. Not superstar numbers, but enough to prove he belongs on a field. At Houston, before the NFL, his numbers were outstanding. He was an elite run defender, posting a massive 91.9 grade in 2021, and like Castro, he played everywhere, outside corner, slot, safety, even in the box. The problem? His NFL coverage has been shaky. That's why he's been fighting from roster to roster. But for a Tampa Bay secondary that's suddenly looking thin, Williams isn't here to be a savior. He's here to be a fighter, a depth piece, and maybe a spark if his number is called. The question is simple. Can he rise in the middle of this chaos, Or will he just be another name on a long list of short-term signings? The Buccaneers' secondary right now feels like it's hanging by a thread. Injuries keep piling up, and depth has suddenly become the most important word in Tampa Bay. Right now, two names stand out on that practice squad: Bryce Hall and Demarion Williams. And if push comes to shove, it's likely Hall who gets the call first. With a huge Week 5 showdown against the Seattle Seahawks looming, the Bucs may have no choice but to elevate him. Williams, meanwhile, is still learning the playbook. He's more of an emergency option, someone who could be thrown in if Jamal Dean or Benjamin Morrison's injuries end up being worse than expected. That's the reality of this team right now, scrambling, adjusting, and hoping their depth players can hold the line until the starters return. It's not a glamorous storyline, but it's the harsh truth of an NFL season. Every roster move, every practice squad elevation can be the difference between surviving or collapsing. The Buccaneers are walking that tightrope right now. So let's put it to you, Bucs fans. Do you trust the secondary to survive Seattle in Week 5? Can Bryce Hall or Demarion Williams step in and deliver? Or are we looking at a major weakness that could cost Tampa Bay big time? Drop your prediction in the comments and rate your confidence in the Bucs team.